20 lakh people. Yes, 20 lakh people, half the population of the city of Pune. That is how many individuals saw this video from Mr. Ankur Warikoo. And yes, you would have also probably seen it because if you're searching for the search term, how to close loans faster on YouTube, this is the #1 video that will pop up. Yes, loans and EMIs are a very serious problem in the country right now. We can see that the number of unsecured loans in the country has increased exponentially over the last multiple years, and that RBI is even concerned about this, creating a large scale problem in the country's economy. If you're already here watching this video, you maybe know what I'm talking about because you're trying to find a solution for this problem in your life as well. And that is how you found Mr. Ankur Warikoo's video as well. But what if I tell you that a lot of steps discussed in that specific video have flaws in them? That the methods being discussed to close your loans faster are not in fact the most efficient loans. I know, full respect to Mr. Warikoo for giving people the guidance and more importantly the motivation to think about closing their loans faster. But if the method itself being discussed inside the video is wrong, then that is problematic, and that is what I want to solve with this video. Let's go over what all are the things that you can learn, the good things that you can learn from this video. Then we'll also look at the problems, the practical problems, the calculation problems in this video, and let's try to solve that and give you the most practical Excel sheet that all of you can use to go ahead and close your loans off faster. So as always, my goal here is to give you the maximum value, the maximum guidance in this video for you to go ahead with this journey and to close your loans off faster. So if that's the case, what are you waiting for? This is Ajay Ajith. Welcome to Market Feed. Now let's go through Mr. Ankur Warikoo's video and see what all are the good things that you can take from the video and what all are the things that you should be updating or avoiding from inside his calculations. So let's start with the video. So in the first part of the video, he definitely talks really good things. He makes you understand the importance of having to pay off your loans faster. The EMI burden on an individual who is maybe in his 20s or 30s is going to take away a large chunk of his life, of his career in the future. And everyone agrees, including me, including you, our goal here should be to close our loans faster. And he also gives you 2 real examples to show you why loans are so problematic in the way that you won't even think about, right? So again, we'll go to the market feeds EMI calculator here. You can give a loan amount of 30 lakhs over just a very nominal interest rate of 9% over the next 20 years. This is most likely going to be the structure of a home loan in India. So let's look at what will happen after 20 years. So the total amount that you'll be paying back to the bank is 64 lakhs. That means you'll be paying more than 34 lakhs as additional interest to the bank. You're going to be ending up working for the bank. And the next more problematic thing, again, which I agree with, is over the next 10 years, imagine you had a good run with your life, you had a good run with your career, you ended up paying this EMI amount every single month, and you're going to the bank after 10 years, you're wanting to close your loan. You think a majority will be closed? But no, you'll still be having more than 21.4 lakh rupees that you have to pay back to the bank even in the year of 2035. Now, why is this? Because loans are designed in a way that over the first few months of the loans being paid, the most part of the EMI goes into interest being charged, not the principal amount being repaid. Mostly out of the 27,000 rupees as EMI in this example, 22,500 in the first month is going to interest payments alone. And that is very true. It is super important to know both of these concepts before we move ahead. Now, the next thing that he discusses in this video is also going to be very valuable. It is to make a structured Excel sheet of what are the loans in your life, what are the total loan amounts that you're going to be seeing, what are the interest rates of those loans, how much money are you pending to pay, what is your EMIs, what is the number of EMIs left. So you'll have to take some time out. You'll have to maybe scroll through different banking apps to find out all of this data, but make sure you do this audit of your life so that you can find out your debt to income ratio. That means you should be doing a proper audit of how much loans that you're paying out, how much EMI per month is going from your income into paying off just loans. And in this example, you can see that more than 65,000 rupees of this individual is going to pay off EMIs every single month. That is also. Now, the next part of the video is what I found most problematic, because he says here, research has shown that a person who tries to clear all loans together will fail compared to a person who has a plan. right? Who has a structure, who has a method to close all of their loans faster. And then he goes ahead with selling you two methods. One is the avalanche method and second is the snowball method. Let's go over both of these methods here. So we both agree that any method for you to close your loans faster will probably involve you adding more money or paying more EMIs so that the process of closing it is faster, where you can just close all of your EMIs without doing any work. There is going to be a trade-off. There is going to be amount added by either cutting your lifestyle, by either finding an extra income, or even going into different methods like debt consolidation. Okay, so we'll discuss all three very quickly here. So the first thing that you will have to do before going into any method here is to do a financial audit of your entire life. Are there places where you're spending excessively? Are there places where you can cut down and save maybe 1,000, 2,000, even 3,000 rupees per month? Maybe those are your Netflix subscriptions. Maybe that is ordering out or eating from Swiggy 10 times a month. All these can help you save maybe 2,000 rupees, and that is going to change your life. Depending on your lifestyle, depending on your loan amount and your spending habits, it will be different for all of you. But do a financial audit of your life, see how much you can save so that you can use this calculator that I'm giving you properly, so that you can decide or you can understand how much extra money will I have every single month to help pay off my loans faster. And that is where we get to the next method, which is finding an additional income. Again, for all or any of these calculations here, you will need to find an additional income source or some extra amount so that you can pay off your loans faster, right? And for you to do that, you don't have to think like, how do I earn 10 lakhs this year? Or how do I earn 50 lakhs soon? You only have to think about how do I earn maybe 5,000, 6,000, 10,000 rupees depending on your lifestyle every single month so that I can reach my goal faster, which is to close the loan amount faster. Okay, that is the only thing that you have to think about. You don't have to think about large goals, impractical solutions. Instead, you can think about simple things. Maybe it is freelance work in the profession that you're in. Maybe it's putting in extra hours into your own job so that you can get the extra hours benefit or even the bonus benefit. Or maybe it is even going ahead with some practical solutions, which is maybe taking tuitions in your neighborhood so that you can earn that extra money. So once you get all of that right, then we have to come into the step here, which is to enter the extra monthly payment amount. How much is the extra monthly payment that you will be having here? And you should be going ahead and clicking on the run calculation button here. So what is this going to show here? Mr. Ankur Warikoo's statement of how the equal split strategy will not work is untrue here. You can see that if you're going with the equal split strategy, that is paying off all your loans at the same time with this extra 5,000 rupees added into every single loan, you can see that you'll close your loans in 225 months compared to 240 for avalanche and snowball. Now you tell me which method is better, the one that closes your loans faster or the ones that closes your loans slower. I know the answer. It is a method that is going to help you save more than 3 lakh extra interest over all of the other methods. And that is the simple strategy. That is a strategy that Mr. Ankur Warikoo said will not work, which is the equal split method. And now it would be the very natural question, because you have seen a lot of videos from Mr. Warikoo. You might have even referred to other videos from across the world. But everyone says that this avalanche method is the best for closing off your loans. And let's think about it, right? Like how the name suggests, an avalanche flows from the top, crushing everything that is coming in its path, and it goes to the very bottom of the sheet. Wow, sounds very logical. But the reason why it does not work is for some loans like the credit card loan, even though the interest rate is very, very high, you don't need to close it the fastest. I'll tell you why. Because something like a home loan, which is going to be paid out over the next 360 months, even though it is at the lowest EMI, paying money there will give you a much larger impact on your entire loan repayment strategy. Because what you are missing, what a lot of people across all of these YouTube videos are missing, is that interest rate is not the only thing that you should be looking out for. It is how much money are you still left to pay to the bank and how long do you have to pay it for. Because as we saw in the first segment of the video here, depending on what stage of the loan repayment journey you're in, the interest amount being charged by the bank is different. So if you're paying off the loan in 2025 itself, this first example loan that we took, majority is going to interest payment alone. And if you're going to be paying the same loan in 2044, the entire calculation will be different. You're not thinking like a bank. How does a bank think? The bank thinks that how can I make this person pay for a long period of time so that I can gain the maximum interest value from them. Flip the script, my friend, flip the script. Because that's why even the equal payment strategy method works out better than both snowball and avalanche. You're putting in more money into your home loan, your vehicle loan, your education loan, your personal loan, and your credit card. And overall, the natural math there is working out in a way that your home loan, which is going to be a very long-term loan on which you have a lot of interest payment pending, that is going to be paid off slightly a bit faster. And overall in your journey, that is going to get the most difference for you. So hope you understood that concept really well. The avalanche method is very, very flawed, especially for the Indian example. Yes, maybe you can force fit few examples here, tweak the numbers here and there, and show that this method works better than all others. Maybe it will still work. But largely, this method does not work for Indians, and you definitely have to understand that, because you need to think like a bank. You need to think about not just the interest rate, but also what is going to be the future value of the total interest amount that you're going to be paying. And that is where the beauty of this weighted average method comes in. I know it's somewhat of a unicorn method. Now, I'll tell you how the weighted average method works. It's very easy. It takes an outstanding amount in every loan, then it takes an interest amount, and it clubs them both together. In Avalanche, you just take the interest method. It takes the outstanding balance in the loan, it takes an interest amount, and then it clubs together to find out a weight for all of your loans. And it will help you to understand which loans you should be paying off by how much extra. So Avalanche is flawed because it only looked at interest rate. We'll also be looking at the outstanding balance so that you can take this decision more intelligently. I'm sure a lot of you will be thinking of 100 different ways other than even this weighted average method, because now a world opened up for you. Right? The world or the knowledge that not just the interest rate, not just the EMI amounts, you have to look at what is going to be the value of the future interest that you're going to be paying to the bank. And by using this weighted average payment method, you can see that we can close off our loans in 207 months, the fastest out of all of these methods here. It can save you 2752 lakhs in interest over your loan repayment journey, much higher than any of the other methods here. So my goal here is not to target anyone. I deeply respect you, Mr. Warikoo, but maybe if you're showing the calculations, you can show it the right way. Not just use some US examples, not just use some US YouTube videos which you're seeing and thinking or believing that it is what is going to work for Indians. Because the way our loans work are slightly different. The tenures of our loan are different. Mostly in the US, what people have is credit card debt. And for them to prioritize things between different credit cards, these avalanche and snowball and all of these methods work. But in our case, that does not work. Let's be on the same page here. I truly respect Mr. Warikoo, who's the largest personal finance creator in India. Whatever he is doing, he's reaching lakhs or crores of people with his videos and his shorts content. But let's do it right. And that's what I want to focus in this video. I'll be linking this entire Excel sheet in the description down below. Now, the thing that you need to understand here is to challenge all conventional thoughts. So one major thing that I've personally understood while making this video and this calculator is that you should always start with why. There is a book by Mr. Simon Sinek, and that is a very famous book which talks about this concept. I think all of you need to ask this, because a person who is coming on the other side can be an expert, can be very well versed in the domain that they're in. Even if they tell you something, ask them why. Why does this work? Why does this not work? Try to do your own research. As I tell you always in every single video, try to do your own research. And if you're just not questioning, why does this work? Which research actually told you that equal split strategy does not work? If you just believe that, then you are going to be in a lot of trouble, my friend. Not just for this loan repayment strategy, but across your entire life. Always make sure that you inculcate this behavior of asking why and trying to learn more about it in your own capacity. with all of the knowledge that we have today, with all of the videos that we have today, with chat GPT access, AI access that we have today, let's break all the bounds of conventional knowledge and wisdom, and let's try to understand what is the best things, what are the best methods for us to live our own life, and loans are just going to be one start, one small part of it. The next time maybe I even teach you a concept here, you should be asking why, because that is the least that you can do for yourself to your own life, to put in that much effort to understand the concept in detail. You have to ask why, my friend. And that's where we'll wrap up today's video. So if you like the video, make sure you hit the like button, add comments under the video so that YouTube will start recommending this to a lot more people, and more importantly, share this to all of your friends, because the first video was seen by 20 lakh people. Now, being a much smaller channel, being a much smaller creator, I cannot reach that many people on my own. I need your help to reach at least a portion of the total viewers of that video so that I can give this concept to them. That not asking why it works might lead you into a lot of trouble. And that is it from my side. This is Ajay Ajith signing off. See you all again in another video. Bye bye.